to go to a place that's pretty close to me here locally called the Renaissance. It's a very upscale mall, like a strip mall, kind of, sort of. It's really kind of crazy that it even exists here in Mississippi. It's got these huge fountains that look like they're out of Versailles. They're like life-size horses, and there's even a motion fountain that dances to water. So I'm going to take the S22, just the regular S22 that I have before I return it. Going to take it out and do kind of a day in the life, just me checking out this really cool place and showing you guys that there are cool places here in Mississippi. Alright, so S22 cameras, what do I think of them? Do I recommend this phone based off of just cameras and if you're going to be a camera bug? Yes, absolutely no different than the review that I had before. These cameras are spectacular. They're great cameras. The fact that you get 3 cameras on a device that you can now pick up for free with trade-in, or you can buy at a discounted rate for about $600 is phenomenal. When you add in really good battery life that could actually be taken to great battery life, when you talk about great build quality, one of the best screens that is out there, and then you throw in this little small tiny form factor, you just really have to appreciate everything that you're getting. I don't see any reason why, if you're looking for a small, affordable, super premium, great screen, decent battery that could be great with just one little click of a button, plus amazing cameras that can do just about anything, S22. The only real complaint I had about the camera system, and it really was the camera system, it's the preview. It just seemed like everything was really blown out with like high exposure, and the highlights were just like really strong. But for some reason, I'd take the picture and the processing was great, and it didn't look anything like what I saw in my preview. That was really the only thing. And I still think that Samsung is the weakest device in the flagship arena when it comes to low light. They've gotten better. They've pushed it really hard. It does well, but you just have to be very steady-handed when you're taking nighttime pictures or video. And I did see a little bit more grain than I particularly like in the videos. I wouldn't say it's more or less than a pixel. They're about the same, but it's definitely not as good as an iPhone when it comes to night videography. Photography is a completely different story. I think that you can get really good pictures, and it's just all the cameras are kind of the same with nighttime. It's just kind of like they're hit or miss. Like sometimes they're great, sometimes they're not. Samsung is no different here, but it's still not a champ. I still give that to the Pixel. But outside of that, as long as you've got decent lighting, even like some nice like colored lights at night and mood lighting and stuff, Samsung's killing it. Their stuff is just epic. It's dramatic. It's already got that kind of edited look. And before you say, well, I don't want that. Yeah, you do, because if you throw, just about all of us are throwing a filter on something, or we're going to Instagram and editing, or this weekend I spent a whole weekend with two people that had iPhones, and every time they take a picture, they just immediately were in there just editing their pictures, making them look really cool and getting cool angles. We like edited pictures. We really do. I mean, 90% of your photographers are out there taking a picture and going home and editing them. So it is what it is, guys. Again, it's preference, so maybe you don't like that. I get it, but to me, I think it looks really, really good. I love that Samsung is making this kind of epic, really dramatic look to their pictures. I love it. I think it's fantastic. But all three of the cameras are really good and really strong. With pictures, with video, not as much, and then you can zoom in a little too far. But just standard mode, the way everything works when you're taking pictures, all the presets and presettings in there are really, really good. And then you can just go above and beyond about how creative you get with these cameras. Switching over from photos to video, and I've kind of mentioned video a little bit, but to me, Samsung has really improved their video a whole lot. If you go watch any of my other reviews, some of my gripes and complaints were that I kept having these issues of like this jerky behavior that it was only on Samsung phones. I thought it was an Android thing until I got a Pixel. It was only on Samsung, and I've had it ever since I had my S10e, my Note 10 Plus, my Fold 3 did it, and then this S22 did it when I first got it. But this most recent update has changed that, and now all three Samsung devices in the house are giving me great video that I'm in love with. I think it looks good, the microphone quality is good, just the whole 9 yards. Have just been extremely pleased and happy with the video that's coming out of Samsung's devices. I would say this is at the top level of that, and it's going to be hard for you to find better, even with an iPhone. I think this is right there with it, giving it a run for its money. Again, low light is struggling a little bit, and would kind of make me say the iPhone's better. But when it comes to stabilization, when it comes to microphones, when it comes to clarity, even the front camera gave me some just great selfie video, just holding it and walking around, as long as I had, really, really good lighting, sunlight, outdoors, that sort of thing. Inside, darker, yeah, that front camera is really struggling, but it is a smaller sensor, so we get that. But the camera arrays, all three on the back, the front-facing camera, you're going to get great shots. I think that they are just some of the best cameras out there. And for the money, they are the best. In that $400 to $600 range, and I put that in there because that's kind of the buy price. That's not like, oh, well, this phone's $799. Right now, if you're paying full retail for a Samsung device, you're crazy, because there's tons of ways for you to get one discounted. So this phone you can get $500-600, and that's right in line with some of the mid-tier phones, and this is definitely a flagship. This is not a mid-tier phone. This phone outperforms half of the devices that are even in a flagship level. It's just fast, it's quick, it's easy. I have no lag. Like, I hear people talking about shutter lag and frame rate drops from overheating and all this kind of stuff. Now, it did get warm. I noticed it would get warm at times, but it wouldn't get hot, and it wouldn't get to the point where it was cutting off, or it was bothering me to hold, or that it was draining my battery, or that was causing any kind of slowdown or anything like that. And this is a base model 128 gig S22, just a regular S22. I was shooting today, 100-degree weather. It was 103, outside, in the heat, in the sun, in the middle of the day, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's not like I was hiding in the shadows. I mean, it just did fine. And yeah, did no problem like shooting multiple pictures and videos all in one section out in that heat. So I just think that's how a lot of people, it just boils down to your usage and how you use it. Sure, if you've got max brightness on, you've got 5G, you've got Bluetooth running, you've got 6 or 7 apps open, you've got 90 apps, or an abundance of apps in the background that's using your location and all this kind of stuff going on. Sure, I think that you could probably max the hell out of this phone to get it to get really hot and complain about it, but who is using their phone outside of people that are just don't care to close apps and shut some things down and make their phone their own? I don't know, maybe that's not everybody, but to me, I have not had that issue with this device. And so I give this an A. Not quite an A+. I think there's a few little issues. Low light could be better. And then, like I said, that preview thing is just really strange. You just kind of have to trust, like, okay, everything's in frame. I know it's going to process well. Click and go look at it and be like, oh yeah, it's good. So it can kind of be a little nerve-wracking where you think you're not getting a good picture and you are. But outside of those two things, if Samsung fixes those next year, kind of keeps this language that they've got, this design language right now, I think S22 and S22 Plus are the real heroes in their flagship lineup and the ones to buy over the Ultra, just because I'm not seeing a big enough difference when it comes to cameras. There's other issues, not really issues, there's other things that make it better, but when it comes to cameras, I don't think that they're worlds apart. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and yeah, this is a way more fun to do it like this, to explore and test cameras and give you a camera review. So until next time, see ya.